As soon as the Void King-grade battleship appeared, everyone was startled. And almost without any pause, it sacrificed a crystal cannon. Shocking energy fluctuations spread, and the crystal cannon was pointed directly at the location of Bai Xi. "Yongkai, you dare!" Bai Xi changed countenance in shock, never expected Yongkai to be so decisive and ruthless. He didn't even have time to negotiate with him, he was going to be killed just like that, and he didn't even have room for maneuver. Isn't he afraid that he is really going to die together? "Kill," Yongkai said coldly. Bai Xi looked flustered. Seeing that the crystal cannon aimed at him fluctuated stronger and stronger, it faintly looked like a white beam of light was about to be radiated from there, and he couldn't help but roared, "Boy, this is you who forced me. Yes, even if the old man is dead, he won't make you happy." Saying like this, the Saint Yuan madly poured into the Nirvana Thunder Bead. The power of the Emperor prestige was stronger, and everyone felt a great pressure. Yongkai had a solemn expression, Xian's expression was somber, and the two of them stared firmly at the Nirvana Thunder Bead in Bai's hand. One after another runes emerged from the Nirvana Thunder Bead, and as Bai Xi Saint Yuan poured in, a small electric arc suddenly appeared on the Thunder Bead. Although the electric arc is inconspicuous, it has ups and downs of energy fluctuations that make one's heart palpitating. In the next moment, Bai Xi threw the Nirvana Thunder Bead upward, and the bead turned into 2, 2 into 4, and 4 into 8. In the blink of an eye, the sky is full of Nirvana Thunder Beads, and there is an electric arc beating on each bead, like a living thing. Then, these arcs lost out in unison, toward the Void King-grade battleship. Yongkai was able to tear through the space, and Xian was powerful. No matter who among them was, Bai Xi was not sure to kill them with a single blow, so he targeted the Void King-grade battleship. If he can destroy this warship, then his goal has been achieved, and he thought that Yongkai will cry to death by then. After offering the Nirvana Thunder Bead, Bai's aura became extremely weak. Although Emperor Treasure was incomparably powerful, but a third-order Void Return stage has to pay a huge price to use it, and the Saint Yuan was almost dried up. This is the price Bai Xi needs to pay. Although he knew he was bound to die, he was laughing wildly. After laughing for a while, Bai Xi can't laugh anymore. Because he found that whether it was Yongkai or Xian, they were looking at him with pity, and there was no intention of worrying about the Void King-grade battleship. What does it mean? Bai's heart burst. Suddenly realizing that it was not good, he couldn't help but stared wide-eyed at the Void King-grade battleship. The sky full of thunder arcs wrapped it, and every thunder arc burst out with thrilling power. The imposing Void King-grade battleship was completely vulnerable to a blow. It was broken in a split second, broke apart, and disappeared immediately in the sky. As it appeared before. Very secretive. As if it had never been in that position. Bai Xi was dumbfounded, his face suddenly became extremely pale, and he lost his voice. Illusion? The old man is not too stupid. Yongkai laughed. Accompanied by his loud laughter, another Void King-grade battleship appeared in midair, exactly the same as the one just now, but unscathed. It seemed that the Nirvana Thunder Bead did not leave a trace on it. Bai's face turned gray and defeated. At this moment, how could he not know that he was caught in other people's tricks? The blow he had high hopes didn't hit the entity at all, but an illusory battleship. That's why it was destroyed so easily. Xian's persecution. Yongkai's aggressiveness is only to interfere with his own judgment so that he can't distinguish the difference between reality and illusion. But how did the phantom of such a big battleship come into being? It can actually deceive his own divine consciousness detection. It's incredible. Old man, it's time to send you on the dead road. Yongkai said coldly, and between his fingers golden blood thread appeared bouncing in front of him, shaking straight like a sharp arrow. Let me do it. This palace master is here to clear the sect. Xian shouted. Yongkai tilted his head to look at her, nodding slightly, and did not insist. He also knew that Xian was thinking about him. No matter whether Bai Xi helped or against him, he was always a member of Star Emperor Mountain. If he was killed by an outsider, then others might have some opinion. But it was different if Xian who shot. She cleaned the sect, which is justified. Without Saint Yuan, Bai Xi is like a venomous snake with fangs pulled out, and even ordinary secret treasures cannot be sacrificed anymore. How could he be Xian's opponent? In just a short time, Bai Xi died under Xian's hand. As for the two of you, do you want to abolish your cultivation level, or do you want this palace master to take action? Xian looked at the two who came with Bai Xi coldly. The two of them didn't have the guts to resist anymore, and immediately shouted, "Sect Master, forgive me. I don't know that the Sect Master is still alive. I was blinded by the traitor. Please be merciful." Up to now, do you think this palace master will believe your words? Xian remained unmoved. Since these two came here together with Bai Xi, they must be aware of the news from the outside world. Now that they know that she have come back and want to be enemy of her, then they must pay a price. However, Bai Xi was dead, and Xian didn't want to kill them and be ruthless. This matter is absolutely true. Please ask Sect Master for your attention. The two cried out in fear. Well, since you are stubborn, the palace master will personally take action and send you to meet with Bai Xi. Xian's expression fell cold, and Saint Yuan went up and down. No. I abolish my cultivation level. I will abolish my cultivation level. Seeing that Xian was really going to kill him, he didn't listen to their explanations at all, and the two of them had no intentions or clever words. It's better to live than to die. Although the end of self-abolishing cultivation level is miserable, it is not worse than losing their life. Yang Xiaoju and the others watched from the sidelines. The two of them didn't dare to play any tricks. They honestly shattered their own meridians, dissipated all the Saint Yuan, and reduced them to ordinary people who could no longer enter the martial arts. Get out! Xian yelled coldly. The two hurriedly helped each other, and left in a hurry. After the two people left, Xian turned her head to look at the crowd, and said in a deep voice, "This palace master knows that some of you may have been in a fight with that person and worked for that person. But in any case, you have not damaged the honor of the sect or corrupted it. It is the foundation of the sect, so this palace master can forget the past. And now, the palace master returns here to clear the sect for the ancestors. So please wait here and wait until the palace master has dealt with the person before coming to talk to you. There is sect master here, and I can't be thankful enough. I wish the sect master every success and victory." Yang Xiaoju bowed and shouted, "I wish the sect master success and victory." Everyone shouted. Now is the time to show their heartfelt feelings. How can anyone sing the opposite in ignorance? Even if some people have indeed wooed and worked for the current sect master of Star Emperor Mountain, they were not close followers like Bai Xi. The law doesn't blame the public, and Xian doesn't want to do too much, and these people are also happy to do so. After all, their number was not large, and they couldn't resist Xian today. "Sect Master, let's go." Xian raised her head and looked at Yang Kai. Yang Kai nodded lightly, glanced at the 200 people, and sighed slightly. If they can help, there won't be any need to be so troublesome. With so many powerful people rushing in, even if the current sect master of Star Emperor Mountain has heaven-defying means, he won't survive. It's a pity these people are Star Emperor Mountain disciples. They can't do anything to the same sect disciples, otherwise they will be blamed. This is the ancestral teachings everyone must follow. The figures of Yang Kai and Xian were drifting away, and the Void King grade battleship followed behind. Lingjifeng, the highest peak of Star Emperor Mountain. It stands tall and towering into the sky, with white clouds blooming on the mountainside, which is unusually beautiful. This is the place where the great emperor and the ancestors of Star Emperor Mountain are enshrined. There is an altar at the top of the peak, which lists the ranks of the elders of the various generations of the Star Emperor Mountain. On the top is a Star Emperor token. A Star Emperor token that has released its might. That is a symbol of the great emperor. Every year on a certain day, everyone in Star Emperor Mountain gathers here to worship. At this moment, on this Lingju peak, two people stood. One is a spirited old man. Although he looks old, his skin is as tender as a baby and his face is red. The other is a middle-aged man in a green robe. At this moment, the middle-aged man looked anxious, but the old man looked relaxed. A few dozen feet away from the two, there was a young man standing with his head down. If Yang Kai were here, he would definitely recognize two of the three people. The middle-aged man would be Fang Peng, the sect master of Thunder Typhoon Sect. He really came to Star Emperor Mountain to seek shelter. And that young man was Leng Qing, who once had an encounter with Yang Kai. They met once on the 4th floor of Flowing Flame Sand Field, outside of High Heaven Sect now. They were both in the Saint King realm. Now Yang Kai has reached the Void Return stage, and Leng Qin has also reached this realm. The speed of cultivation is not bad. At this moment, the young man stood there motionless, like a fossil, with a cold and determined expression. Fang Peng's anxious voice came from not far away. Brother Tianche, they seem to have reached Star Emperor Mountain. Don't we need to do anything? The old man chuckled. Brother Fang thinks, what do we need to do? Fang Peng frowned. Fang doesn't know what Brother Tianche's plans are in his heart, but if he doesn't do anything, I'm afraid the situation will be gone by then. Brother Fang has thought about it a lot. It's still unknown who the general trend will fall on, so don't worry. This Fang is dull. Please also ask Brother Tianche to clarify. It's not that Brother Fang is stupid, but before this sect master and Sister Yi have a winner, everything is futile. What really plays a decisive role is whether she or I can survive whatever they toss. This sect master just fights Senior Sister Yi. Fang Peng furrowed his brows, thought for a moment, and suddenly realized. He hesitated. Brother Che, how do you think he will win that day? The old man smiled without saying a word, with a mysterious face. Seeing his expression, Fang Peng's eyes lit up and he immediately let go of his worried heart. Although he didn't know what he had to rely on, he seemed to be confident of his expression. To be continued.